In your role as an ECC team member or ECC judge, you have likely had to explain child-parent psychotherapy or CPP. Have you ever had to convince a court partner, parent, relative, or foster parent, or even yourself, why this treatment modality is required in ECC? After watching this brief video, you'll be able to appraise the value of child-parent psychotherapy as a primary treatment modality for families involved in ECC. Listen and learn about these key characteristics of CPP. The first thing to know about CPP is that it is an evidence-based intervention developed specifically for young children ages 0 to 5 who've experienced trauma. It is listed on the California Evidence-Based Clearinghouse as an intervention supported by research evidence with high relevance for child welfare. CPP is a model built on the firm foundation of attachment science. There have been 5 randomized control studies and a number of effectiveness studies that have consistently shown improvements for the young children, the parents, and the quality of the parent-child relationship. The CPP model requires that a licensed clinician complete a rigorous 18-month training program to learn this specialized expertise.
Young children function in the context of relationship with one caregiving adult, right? So CPP is different, unlike any other intervention. With CPP, you're actually working on the relationship to see lasting change, to see significant change.
It's often confusing to the non-clinical folks because they're wondering, like, was this parent therapy? Is this parenting? Is this child therapy? And you know what? It's all of those things, but it's primarily relational therapy. Always keeping the child at the heart of the matter, not losing sight of the impact that all of these situations, all of these circumstances, and the parent's behavior and actions have on the child. So while we do work with the parent to help them overcome adversities and help build a healthier relationship with their child, we're also helping them to remember that the child must always be at the heart of the conversation. How are what we're doing affecting the child? How is what the decision that we're making now going to affect the child? So if a parent is making a decision, we always want to say, tell me what impact you think that's going to have on Johnny long term. It's real easy to get distracted when you have parents' attorneys. So we can get caught up in the mom's circumstances, the dad's circumstances, the grandparents, the foster parent. Lots of people have their own interest in protecting this child. But when we always keep the child center, which is what CPP does, it really helps us maintain that focus that we need on the child. When you're working with young children and their parent on the relationship, you can't do that unless you work with that parent to dissect their early experiences and what brought them to this place. So when we help the parent understand their what we call ghosts from the nursery, and those are the luggage, the baggage that they bring with them from their life's journey. The parent who, maybe abused them, the father who was an alcoholic, the mother who was in domestic violence relationships and always put men ahead of their child's needs. Whatever their story is, we help them correlate their behavior today with how some of those things have impacted the way that they view the world, and help them recognize that their past isn't in the past necessarily. Their past is really present, and it's really influencing the way that they see the world and the way they interact with adults, and most importantly, the way they're going to parent their child. We always just meet the family where they're at. We do what we need to do to help the family in that moment. And if the process is very fluid, very nimble, very flexible in order to meet the families where they're at.
The families that we work with that comes with complex trauma, And when they come with complex trauma, we know that there's a bridge between the trust. The healing power of relationship can transform lives. There is power in relationship. Even though I have the skill as a clinician, it's the relationship that does the work.
In summary, CPP is an evidence-based intervention used to treat the parent and the child simultaneously in relationship while maintaining a child-centered approach. Clinicians meet the families where they are, working to address and heal trauma. Listen to Megan Peak, a parent attorney from the Regional Counsel's Office.
I think the therapy breaks the cycle because the parents we're getting now who were children of the system, they didn't have that opportunity to go through the child-parent psychotherapy or the family counseling to address the issues and problems that are at the core of the family unit. They're just now getting to address those demons in their lives. They're learning about themselves, but also learning how to prevent their child from going through the same thing, which I think is powerful.
After working in the dependency arena for over 25 years, I am now sitting as a judge presiding over baby court. I have found the three things that are exceptional about baby court is that we provide child-parent psychotherapy, which heals the family like no other services that we were able to offer before. I've also found that the team approach is the best approach in order to providing the necessary services that the family and the children may need. And we have lowered the rate of recidivism. These children and families do not return back to the court because we've offered them the services that they need in order to make them whole.